Hey, is it possible dinosaurs were still alive during the 1500s? Or is this painting from the 16th century just too good to be true? I've got the answer to that Renaissance mystery, plus answers on a couple other things that you guys are curious about. Like this strange video that claims to show a real werewolf found in Pakistan, and this picture that wants us to believe this is a real jackalope. I've got all that, plus some new fan art, my favorite fake of the week, and a whole lot more. So grab your friends, grab your families, and have some fun finding out who's best at sorting out fact from fiction. Hey guys, Bill here. We're going to be getting to that dinosaur story in just a second, but first I want to send out a big thanks to this week's sponsor, NordVPN. NordVPN is an easy-to-use privacy protection software. It keeps you and your family safe from snoopers and hackers when you use the internet at home or on the go. Hey, have you ever tried to watch a video or download a game and get this? Well, NordVPN fixes that too. If it isn't available where you are, Nord can make it look like you are somewhere else. Or when you are somewhere else, it can make it look like you're at home. One of the things I like the most is you can turn it on and off with just one click. It's compatible with most operating systems and even Android TV. You can use it on up to 6 devices at the same time. Guys, when it comes to privacy protection or getting the content I want no matter where I am, NordVPN is the one for me. Just click on my special link in the description box to get a huge discount and a bonus gift. You'll also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Get clicking and try NordVPN risk-free before it's too late. Now, what about this painting that it looks like it's got some dinosaurs in it? The picture was sent in by Ethan Jones, who just wrote, "Hey Bill, does this 16th century painting really have dinosaurs in it? Real or fake?" Ethan, this one really got my interest, because if this painting is real, what this means is that A, dinosaurs lived a lot longer than people think they did, and B, it also proves that dinosaurs and human beings lived side by side on this planet for a short period of time. Taking a closer look, we see this post was made by Fact Unlock from India. It shows what looks like cutouts from a larger painting. Then we have these big red circles pointing out what look like dinosaurs. Now below that we have this little text, and it asks, why are there dinosaurs in this 16th century painting? That's a very good question, but first we need to confirm who painted this painting and when did they paint it. I did both a text search and a reverse image lookup to see what I could find. It turns out the painting is actually called The Suicide of Saul, and it was created in the Netherlands by an artist by the name of Peter Bruegel back in 1562, a mere 450 years ago. Now, when we look closer at this picture, we see it as a huge battle scene type of painting going on here. And if you kind of zoom in at different places, you see it. Most of it's soldiers, and then they're in various stages of battle with all these animals and all these things. And I talk about fan art. I mean, can you imagine if there was a painting like this, but instead of these Philistine guys, it was filled up with, Cartoon Cat, the Bridge Worm, Slender Man, the Mothman, all these people in there? I think it would be called The Suicide of Bill. But anyway, let's not get off the track here. When you go to this section of the painting over here, this is where we see these really odd creatures that look an awful lot like dinosaurs. And if you ask me, I would say those are brontosauruses. Here's an illustration of a brontosaurus from Wikipedia, and here is the dinosaur from the painting. Looks like a match to me. So what this means is really comes down to two things, and that is, A, if this painting is for real, and those are dinosaurs in there, that means dinosaurs lived a heck of a lot longer than scientists currently believe. But on the other hand, well, somebody could have messed with this thing. I'm not saying they messed with the painting itself, but you got a picture of the painting, and somebody could have, inserted those dinosaurs in there to mess with us. Okay, guys, take another good look at this painting. Now, if you think this is a real painting and those dinosaurs were in the painting from the very beginning, well, then you go with real. If, on the other hand, you think this is not a real painting, or maybe somebody put those dinosaurs in there later in a photograph or something, then you go with fake. And as usual, if you don't think I have the smoking gun to prove what's going on here, then just leave it as an unknown. All right, did you shout out your answer nice and loud, about this dinosaur or these dinosaurs in the painting there? Saul's suicide, which, by the way, is a very famous painting. You look it up in all the art history books, and just a little tip to you guys, none of these descriptions in these art history books mention the dinosaurs. Be careful. Could be a little update maybe with a Photoshopper. And by the way, this title, kind of Suicide of Saul, kind of got me. So I found out that what they're really talking about is what this painting is really about is a biblical story, and it's about King Saul from Israel who went into battle with the Philistines like, a million years ago. And what happened was Saul was a very prideful man. He was sure he was going to win this. He was so sure he was going to win. He took his 3 sons with him into battle. Well, guess what? The Philistine killed all 3 of his sons, and they're about to move in on him when he decided he had to, do himself in. And supposedly, it's a story about the negative side of pride. So, anyway, just want to let you know that. What are we doing, an art history class here today? Come on, this is the Real or Fake show, people. Let's get to the answer here. And the official answer is... Do you recognize this face? Do you know what this emotion is, right? You know what it means, right? Yeah. You know what we got in our hands here? Unknown. Now, it is true that this is a real painting, and it is also true that those dinosaur-looking creatures were really there in the original artwork. Now, where things start to get really fuzzy is when we get to the question of what was the artist trying to do? Was he trying to represent a dinosaur, or was he trying to represent something else? Well, according to this article on the web, many art historians believe what the artist was trying to paint here are not dinosaurs, but rather camels. You see, the artist actually worked in the Netherlands, and he had never actually seen a real camel before, nor were there any accurate illustrations around. You got to remember, this was back in the 1560s. You couldn't just go on the internet and look up pictures of cannibals. Now, people who believe this theory point to the size of the men riding the creatures. If these were supposed to be giant dinosaurs, then the men would be a lot smaller. Or they would be giants themselves, and that's a whole different discussion. Whether the camel theory is true or not, well, we don't have a smoking gun because actually nobody really knows. The only person who really knows is the artist. He's been dead for 450 years, so I don't think we're going to find out anytime soon. Now, about his depiction of a horse in another one of his paintings, did he also not know what horses really look like, or was he just being stylish here? And what about these? Do they look like satellite dishes to you? And now, for all my friends in Pakistan who have been writing in and asking about this strange video that claims to show a werewolf with gunned down or something in Pakistan. The video was first sent in by Jamal from Karachi, Pakistan. Jamal wrote, "I have received these clips this morning. Please take a look and tell me if this is real." Jamal, out of all the monsters in the world, the one that's really mysterious to me is the werewolf. Werewolves come in all shapes and sizes, but basically they're considered to be humans that transform into wolves and then back to humans again. They're considered very dangerous creatures as they attack humans more often than other animals. Tales of humans transforming into wolves date all the way back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. In the 1500s, werewolf hysteria had spread throughout Europe, culminating in the horrifying case of Peter Stump, the werewolf of Bedburg. In recent times, the werewolf has made frequent appearances in popular movies and television shows. Starting with The Wolfman in 1941, we've seen werewolves in everything from Doctor Who to Harry Potter and Twilight. One of my favorites is An American Werewolf in London. Now, most people believe werewolves are fictitious characters cooked up, created, and shown to us in these movies. But a lot of people on the internet want us to believe they are real and post recorded sightings from all over the world, like this one here. Now, I can't show you everything in this video because the head portion of this werewolf, well, maybe it got hit by a car. It's pretty gruesome, and I don't want to freak anybody out. But if we pan back on the other part of the body, we see those are human legs there, okay? And that is spooky. That is really scary. Now, another clip that's associated with this thing is this one. Now, in this particular case, maybe it was shot, but it didn't actually die, and so they took it somewhere, and the thing seems to be on this slab and breathing. Listen to this. Wow, that's pretty creepy, too. This is a really strange one, because on the one hand, most people believe that werewolves are just, these fictional characters that are cooked up for books and movies, TVs, video games, whatever. But on the other hand, this particular set of video evidence, tapes, whatever they were, those are pretty convincing because the thing looks very, very real. Ladies and gentlemen, for your consideration today, I present you these two video clips. Please examine them carefully using your video controls and let the world know what your decision is. Real, fake, or unknown. All right, did you howl your answer nice and loud to the moon? Good, because now we're going to get to this. And I hope we don't have another unknown here, because that would be terrible to have two unknowns. I don't think we've ever had a show with two unknowns in it. I don't think so, right? Tell you what, if you can find another show with two unknowns on it, I'll give you a free copy. Well, not a copy, but I'll give you a free t-shirt like this one here, the one I'm wearing. It's got a megalodon, and it's got all your favorite characters in there, cartoon cat and everything like that. So I would take a look and see if you can prove me wrong, all right? Let's see what we got here, and it's, well, the good news is it's not unknown, all right? So this one, I mean, it's such a smoking gun answer. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a relief to have something that's solid. But it's solid on the, which side of the fence? Fake. Yes, that's right. Thanks to the Jays Plays YT-PUBG news state, we now know this creature is not a real werewolf. It is the creation of one very talented special effects artist named Joseph Rob Kobaski. Kobaski lives in an area of the United States called Arizona. Kowalski didn't make the werewolf for any special reason, other than he makes lots of stuff like this. If you scroll down his Instagram page, you can see he is really big into creepy monsters and stuff like that. As far as I can tell, Kowalski's creation has never left the state of Arizona, even though it's been reported, like in the news and blog posts and videos, as being seen in just about every country in South America and now Pakistan. So, you know what I have to say about that? This is what I have to say about it. Last up today is this supposed jackalope picture. It was sent in by Plague Doctor, who just wrote, I don't know if you've done this one yet, but is this real or fake? Plague, I've covered jackalopes before, but this is the first time I'm seeing this picture. Jackalopes, in case you're wondering, are described as jackrabbits with horns on their head. This is a jackrabbit, and this is a jackalope. Jackalopes are said to be found all over the western United States, and if you've ever done a road trip across the West, you've probably seen them mounted up in restaurants and bars and places like that. Now, as far as this picture goes, is this a real jackalope that somebody caught on camera? Let's zoom in a little bit here, see if we find anything irregular. It looks like your average hare, rabbit, whatever, in good proportion to the background. Now, when we see the signature antlers there, that's the signature of the jackalope. They look a little clunky, but they do kind of jut out of the head there. So, I don't know. Maybe we really are looking at a real picture of a real jackalope here. Okay, guys, take a good look and make up your minds. Real, fake, or unknown. All right, so while you do that, I will get out this, and we're going to find out who's got it right and who's got it wrong. All right, let's see what we got here. And the official answer is, ladies and gentlemen, well, did you vote fake? Because if you did, you could be right. But then again, you could be wrong. Because the official answer is fake. First off, some of you people who got it right might actually already know this is fake because, well, jackalopes don't really exist. They're just mythological creatures that were cooked up by creative taxidermists who put these things together and then made lots of money selling all those weird busts that you see hanging up in the restaurants and the bars. Now, another way we can tell it's fake, and you should use this technique in the future because it usually works pretty good, and that is, well, let's go back to the picture real quick. Now, notice where the sun is coming from, the lighting in this picture. Now, on the rabbit itself, do you see right here where the sun is hitting, right on its back from behind it? And then if you go up to the ear, look at how that sun's hitting the ear and coming from the back. Okay, but now move your eye just a little bit further. Look at the antler. Is the sun hitting the antler from the back? No. In fact, when we look close here, the light hitting the antler is actually coming from the other side, which makes absolutely no sense and gives you a solid smoking gun answer that it's fake. All right, well, I guess it's time for my favorite fake of the week. But before we get to that, that's right, let's take a look at this week's all-new, museum-quality, era-defining fan art. First up is this cool piece from Pixel Wolf X. It's Bill as a lion. Pixel Wolf wrote, "You are a lion because people keep on lying with these fakes, XD." That's really great, really clever. Love it, thank you. Next up is this new logo for BillsChannel, cooked up by Gary is King. Gary said he used Procreate on iPad to come up with this. Thanks, Gary, and just for you, I'm gonna say it. You ready? Here we go. Stop the cap! Hey, how about this colorful piece from 8-year-old Ryan and sent in by his dad? It's a pencil and crayon sketch with little old Bill holding back Siren Head, Cartoon Cat, Slender Man, and Megalodon, all at the same time. Nice work, Ryan. Thank you. And finally today, we have this accomplished colored pencils piece from Chloe. It's Bill face to face with a zombie. Chloe, there are so many things I love about your picture, especially the little touches like the buildings on fire, the helicopters, and the pumpkins. Great work. And now for my favorite fake of the week. The video was sent in by Vishnu Manoj, and it's called Longest Truck in the World. What I like most about this video is what is written on the side of the truck. Now, I'm not really sure why the maker chose to say this, but one thing I do know is that this video is so fake. It's funny! Hey, don't go away just yet. There are a whole lot more real or fakes you can look at. Just go ahead and click on one.